Hi everyone, sorry about that. I started my video and it went blank and turned off. So let's start again. Welcome tonight, and tonight we've been doing a little bit about the big shot and lots of other little techniques and our products. Hi Diane, lovely to see you. So tonight I'm just going to share with you a waterfall card and how to make that, and you can use this as a Christmas card, and as from next week we'll start doing some things for Christmas, Christmas cards, projects, so you can get ready for Christmas. I'm going to be on time this year. So to start with our waterfall card tonight, you're going to need a base card, and the base card is 11 inches by 4 1/4 inches. So I hope you've got your notepads and pens ready and you can write this down, or you can come back later and watch the video. So the base card is 11 inches by 4 1/4 inches, and I've done mine in Early Espresso. I like it Early Espresso. And then I've chosen Designer Series paper, and this is out of the Share What You Love Designer Series specialty paper pack. And this piece is, what is this piece measure at? I'm not quite sure. Anyhow, I'll give you the measurements of that in a minute. So it's one of the papers that I've been using a lot this year. It's really lovely, and yeah, so that's going to be the mat. So you can sort of see this will mat onto the front of your card here, like this. Okay, then we're going to need a 9 inch by 2 inch long piece of white cardstock, or you can use black, whatever colour you want. This is actually going to be for the waterfall, so it's going to actually flip over, and we're actually going to score this in sections here, and it's going to be 2 inches, and then 2 3/4 inches, 3.5 inches, and 4 1/4 inches. Trying to remember all the inches and everything. Inches is sometimes a little bit easier than centimetres when you're doing measurements, so I've done it in the inches tonight. Then you're going to need 4 matte pieces, and I've done my 4 little squares. They're 2 inches by 2 inches, so you're going to need 4 of them, and I've done mine in Early Espresso to match my base card. Okay, so we want 4 of them. Then we're going to need also a little strip, which is 1 inch by 4 1/4 inches, and that will go across the front, and I'll show you that too. We're going to also need 4 white to stamp on, 4 white, which will be 1 3/4 by 1 3/4, and you'll need 4 of them. Okay, and then I've got just a little piece here that we're going to cut in half to do the word after. So don't forget, we still have our bonus on. Hi Sharon, it's good to see you. So we've still got our bonus on until the end of August, so whatever you order in August, you'll get your $9 bonus in September. Okay, so I'm going to bring the camera down, and we're going to make this sweet little waterfall card together tonight. Hope you enjoy. Okay, so we need our base card, and I'm just going to look up that measurement. I have got it written in my book here that this is my journal book, and I write all my cards in here, all the measurements and everything like that. I have a whole heap of them in here. Just find the waterfall one. Okay, so it's where is it? The mat, the Designer Series paper is 4 inches, so this is 4 inches long. No, 4 inches across by 5 1/4. Okay, so I hope you all got the measurements.
Okay, so we're going to snail that onto our cardstock. Now I've got a couple of cards running here. I don't like making one card at a time. I like to make a few, so that way I can share them out with people when I need to. So I'm just using a snail, and I'm just going to stick this in. I love the fact that our paper is double-sided, so you can use either side of the designer series paper when you're making a card. I do love this waterfall card. It's something that I made a lot of when I first started Stamping Up 12 years ago. It's actually my anniversary, 12th year anniversary today, so I'm really excited about being in Stampin' Up for 12 years. Hi Robin, how are you? I'm also very excited that I'm going to Orlando for the 30 years this year as well, so I am really excited about that. So that's a really, in November, so that's very exciting too. So this is our 9" by 2, and as you can see, this one I've already scored. Okay, so we've done our score marks, which was, I'm going to do this one for us on our paper trimmer just to show you what I actually did, because it's not hard to do it on your paper trimmer. Always make sure you bring your blade one down to the bottom so you don't use that, because you don't really want to. So we're just going to measure that at 2 inches and score that, and then 2 3/4. 2 3/4 is there. So we're just going to do that one, 2 3/4, and then 3 1/2. Just move it along to the 3 1/2. So we're going to do that one, and then 4 1/4. So we're going to do that one there. Okay, so that's all you sort of need in the way of the scoring there. So we're just going to fold it over. And I like to use my bone folder, which is down here somewhere, and just score out all these score lines, just so that they're nice and firm, so that they slide really well when we're doing our card. Okay, I've got a little bit of snail stuck on there, but that's okay. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to place our little slide. So we're going to place this little slide about 3/4 of the way down on the page. So we're going to do that. So you're just going to put a little bit of snail or tear tape on the side here, and I'm just going to get my silicone mat so I can actually snail on that. I like to snail on the silicone mat so I don't get it on my grid paper. There's nothing worse than putting your card down and you've got snail on your grid paper. So just going to pop this on here. Okay, now this card is fantastic for Christmas, it's fantastic for birthdays, whatever anniversaries, whatever you want. You can do it with flowers. I've got some stamp sets that I pulled out to just share with you what I like to do. So we're just going to snail this down, and don't forget this one's 1" by 4 1/4, and we're just going to pop it down. I just like to turn the snail over to the other side. So we're just going to bring it down about 3/4 of the way down the page. Okay, so you can sort of see, even though we have two the same, you can always decorate them up differently if you want to. Okay, so to save a little bit of time on one of them, I've actually stamped out and matted. So you can sort of see, when I was talking to you earlier, we had our 4 pieces that we were going to stamp on, like this one, like the little pig. So we're going to stamp on these pieces. Now you don't always necessarily get the whole image on, but that's okay, because I've just sponged a little bit of early espresso around the outside, and I've used the stamping blenders to blend in the pig. And then that little piece of paper that I said earlier, like we have this little bit here, the designer series paper. I just actually stamped up the hugs and kisses off the stamp, and I'll just show you that, because that's on, which one is he on? The one that's standing. So that one's just on the bottom here, hugs and kisses. So what I've actually done is just inked up this little bit, and I've stamped that on my square first where I wanted it, and then I've just cut this at 2, I think it's roughly roughly 2 centimeters. Yeah, about 2 centimeters, so, and a little bit smaller on that side. So this piece here is 4 centimeters. Yeah, so 2 centimeters. So 2 centimeters, so it's 4 centimeters by 4.5 centimeters, and just cut that in half and just put that on. Just make sure that you sponge it. Okay, so now we're just going to put this one aside for the moment, and I'm just going to continue on with this one to show you. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we need to make sure that we stamp our first image down on this bottom to the score line, but we just need to run some tape just across, or some snail just across the top. You don't want it all the way down, so just across the top. And you just bump that up to the score line, and just underneath the score line there. And just remember that is a little bit longer on that side, so that you can actually, we're going to pull that through. Okay, so we're actually going to pull this through. So I'm going to put the hugs and kisses down the bottom, and then I'm going to put the pigs might fly on this one here. So I'm just going to snail this one up. Ah, I just thought of something. Robbie Bob, it's your birthday tomorrow. I just remembered. I wish you a happy birthday for tomorrow. And this is our pig standing. So he's standing up ready to fly. And it sort of like tells a little bit of a story, and you can do that with the waterfall cards. You can sort of tell. Now these are all going up to the score lines, so you can sort of see that it's going to go to that score line. Okay, and then the last one is going to go to the top score line, and that's our little sitting up pig. So he'll be sitting up right at the top here, and I think he's quite cute. You could have done any way that you wanted to do. I want to also, hopefully I've got some Winker Stella in here that's working. Also with the pigs that can fly, I think it would be really lovely to use a little bit of Winker Stella on the wings and just glitter them up a little bit, which would be really pretty on this card. So you can just colour it in a little bit, because I think it's quite cute. So we'll just let that dry for a minute. And I also think that, you know, you can actually use a little bit of Winker Stella on the flowers here, just to highlight a few of them. It'd be really pretty to just have that little bit of glitter happening through the card here. So just on where it's coloured over to the sides here, you can add a little bit of Winker Stella. Beautiful for Christmas, so don't forget to use it on your Christmas cards, because it will just absolutely be gorgeous for Christmas. Okay. Now you can use an embossing folder down on here as well if you wanted to. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is this is going to slide in underneath. So can you sort of see that this is going to slide in underneath here? Okay, so we're going to slide that in. So we're going to bring it to where we want it. So I like to just work out where I'd like it on the card. And it also blends in so beautiful, doesn't it? So then I'm just going to snail a little bit on this brown, on our brown piece here. This is the little strip that we've got here. Okay, and we're going to close that and then just rub. So you can use brads through that if you have brads, but I don't have any brads at the moment, so I'm going to use these beautiful, because it blends in, these face dots. I think they're just gorgeous. So I'm going to use a couple of face dots to just put on this side here, and I'm going to go with this beautiful pink one over here, and one over on this side here. I think that's really cute. Now the next thing you need to do is you're going to need your 3 1/4 inch punch, because we need to make a little slot in here on the card. So I'm just going to pull that out of the way for a minute. We're just in here on the top card, not on the back card, just on the top card. So I'm just going to pull that back out for a minute, and I'm just going to pop our punch in. Yep, that's the 1 1/4, and I'm just going to punch out a little groove there on the card. Whoop, I caught that. Just going to pop that back through there. And as you can see, that's where we can actually now make a little tab to pull this through. How cute is that? That is so cute. So the next thing we need to do is we need to actually add something to the bottom, and you can either use something like your black ribbon, or you can use some of your string. And because this is pig, so I'm going to use the string, because I think it's quite cute to use this. So I'm going to wind a little bit around my hand. And you can use as much or as little as you want. Yeah, probably about that much. Now I just need my little circle punch, which I forgot to grab out, and I like using, I know we haven't got the crocodile anymore, but I wish we did have, because I just so love this. But you can use the little circle punch, but this one's right there where I want it at the moment, so I'll just use this one. So I'm just going to thread these through the little hole. Hopefully they all go through really nice, and I'm just going to open them up, open up all those little loops there, and push those ones through, so we get a nice thick, and then just trim this off. Okay, so we've got this nice little pull down section here, okay, which is really lovely. Then you're going to actually put your white mat inside here, and that will be also the same size as your designer's series paper. And on this bit here, we're going to stamp out, we've got hugs and kisses, and then we're going to put another word on it. And just going to find the word that I really liked earlier, and now I can't find it. Okay, hugs and kisses, and you got, well, let's just go with the wild about you, because pigs are pretty wild, and we can go with the wild about you. That will be all right on that one. So we'll go with this one. Now you can use your stamp apparatus to line these up if you're doing multiples, so you don't have to keep changing the idea of where it is. Okay, so I'm just going to pull this back down, and this is going to be a beautiful little wild about you, and then you can have happy birthday or something if you want to make it a birthday card. Okay, so wild about you is going to go right about there. Sounds like someone's at my door. And then it just pushes up.
Okay, so this is how it goes. Our little pigs sitting, standing, flying, and hugs and kisses while about you. So you can sort of see that's an interesting, quite simple, quick little card to make. So we're just going to quickly, I'm just going to change the pig. So I'm just going to share another stamp set on here. The time goes too fast for me when I'm doing this. Really does. Now we've got the same pattern, remember, as before, but instead of doing the pigs, I'm going to do, I'll just share some of the ones that you could do. You could do the high tide because you could have your lighthouse, your birds, your water, and that would look really beautiful. You could also do your vases, the various vases on one, which would be gorgeous. I can't wait for our Christmas ones to come in. You can also do flowers, which is really lovely if you were doing it as a birthday. This was one of our Christmas ones that's in our main catalogue, and I actually did this one also, which is really, I'll just move that over so you can sort of see. This one's really lovely because we've got Mary and Joseph walking to Bethlehem, and they follow the star, and there's the wise men, and then they come to Bethlehem, which is really lovely. So that's a really lovely one for Christmas too, and you can sort of see that it does tell a story. You can also use the animals because you can do part of the giraffe, the kangaroo and the rhino. You could do our dragonflies also, but the one I'm going to use now is Beautiful You. I love our Beautiful You stamp set, and I'm going to do that one. So I'm just going to stamp that out really, really quick. I'll just take that Wild About You off there. I'll wash that in a minute. So we're going to do them differently. So she's dancing. So just ink it up. And just, you've got to be mindful that you are going to be coming off the page. So go as high up as you possibly can to get whatever image part that you want. So you can sort of see we've got the girl there. She's starting to dance. And then we've also got the beautiful lady with the umbrella. You can see my stamps have been used over and over again today. So, how are we going for time? Oh my God, 5 minutes. Okay, so we're going to bring in the umbrella and part of the lady. So you can sort of see you're going to get part of. Okay, which is really good. And then I love the one, this is elegant, the lady with the hat. So we're going to do this one. Wrong way. Also. Hi Marita. Lovely to see you. It's lovely to see people coming on. So we're going to do the lady with the hat on there as well. And then we're going to pick some words. And I think we might have life may not be the party we had hoped for, but while we're here, we might all as well dance. I really like that. Also happy for you, wishing you a bright day to come. And you can always pop your images over the top to see whether or not they're going to fit. Okay, so make sure that you do that. I'll just pull this one out. Okay, and I'll just put that one over there. I'll wash that in a minute. And I'm just going to pop that on here. Now, I just always like to just stamp down first to make sure that I feel like it's in the right spot for me and that it's pretty straight. I get a bit more of an eye visual when I've stamped it once, and then I can come down on top of my paper here. I just like to line it up sometimes in the corner of the grid paper. I really do love using my grid paper because it does help your eye
anyone can buy the grid paper too. You don't have to be a demonstrator to buy it. Okay, you can be a customer and also buy the grid paper. Okay, so you can colour these in, so we might do that really, really quickly. So we're going to go with the colours that are on here again. So we might go with Coastal Cabana, so I might just go a little bit light. So this one will have a bit of a light dress. I love the blending pens because they are so easy to use to blend in. Stampin' Up's made these so easy to use. So I'm just going to come across with the light bit here. Now, with the dark one, you just want to do some lines. So we're just going to come in underneath, a bit on the shadowing effect here. A little bit up here on the arm. And maybe we'll colour the top of the hat in the darker colour and the underneath part of the hat. Okay. Just do a couple of the lines and maybe a little bit over this side. Then go back to your light one again and just go over it and blend it in. It just does blend it in and it gives it a highlight. It really makes it easy to blend. Okay. Okay, so that's our first one. That's was really quick. We are going to go a bit overtime, I think, again tonight. Sorry, girls. So I'm just going to stick this on here. And you can sort of see that this would be really gorgeous too. Now you can, like I said, if you wanted to, on the other one I actually sponged around, but this one I haven't, but you can sponge if you want to. So I would probably put the words down the bottom and then bring in the ladies like this. So we've got the dancing one at the top and then the umbrella because it's been raining, and then her dressed up, and you can pull that one through. I'll finish that one off and show you it next week. So we did do this, our beautiful little piglet one tonight. It's just gorgeous. Wild About You. It's a cute little card. I'm just going to bring this back up here. Hi everyone. Robin, happy birthday for tomorrow. I know you're on, or you were on a minute ago. I hope you're still on. I hope you have a beautiful birthday. And to everyone else, thank you so much. If you're having a birthday, I wish you all a happy birthday. And I hope you enjoy making some waterfall cards because they are such a beautiful card. I made them when we first started Stampin' Up so many years ago, 12 years ago. I've made them again. Good on you, Robin. I knew you were on. You have a beautiful day tomorrow, sweetie. And yeah, I hope everyone enjoys making a card. Now, I'd like to put a challenge up there for you. If you make a waterfall card, I would really love you to take a photo of it and send it to me so I can put it up on my Stamping with Teresa Facebook page. I would love to share what we do through the next few weeks doing cards. I'm going to teach you a different type of card. Oh, great, Sharon. I'm glad you're inspired to make some more. They're just beautiful. I love doing the waterfall cards. They're very simple and you can have a lot of fun. So if you can make one, take a photo of it, send it through to me on my phone or through Facebook Messenger, and I'll copy it and put it onto my page. I'd love to share your work on my page as well, and how much fun we have with our class, because this is a class that you don't have to pay for. It's just somewhere where you can come and learn a little bit about Stampin' Up, about the products and about different card designs. And I really do hope you enjoyed tonight. And I'll see you all next Thursday night. So have a good night and enjoy your night. Okay, good night.